Aiming is a fundamental aspect of Counter-Strike that can significantly impact your gameplay and performance. From sensitivity and crosshair settings to movement, positioning and mentality, I'll cover all the key points to help you up your aiming game and dominate your opponents. Now let's jump into the video and explore these crucial aspects of aiming like Niko. First up, let's talk about sensitivity and crosshair settings, the cornerstone of precise aiming in CS2. Finding the right sensitivity and DPI setting is so important. Niko has optimized his settings to perfect him. He is using 400 DPI and 1.35 in-game sense, but don't steal pro sensitivity just because the sensitivity works for them. It might not work for you. But I will guide you on how to get the closest to finding the perfect sensitivity for you. Finding the perfect sensitivity is bullshit and will never happen. You can of course try and find the best sensitivity for you, but it will never be like perfect or make you a better player. Consistency with one sensitivity makes you a better player. One thing you can do is running around the bots like I'm showing you and seeing if you can stay on the bot's head. If you're having a hard time following the head and feeling like your aim falls behind, then change to a higher sensitivity, and if opposite, try lowering the sensitivity. Crosshair is an entirely different conversation, since you can pick any crosshair and it will 80% of the time work. If you want to play far away from people and you want to be precise and like slow, try a smaller crosshair like a size 1 and a gap -3 and then a dot. Try that. That's going to be precise and will make it easier to hit headshot from afar. But if you want to go all the way up in the face and you really want to be up in the face, maybe try a bigger crosshair, like size 2 gap -1 or -2, and then maybe like thickness or something. Put on like thickness 1, so that's bigger, so it's easier to tell. Okay, am I really on the head? Yeah, and where is my crosshair completely? So I don't need to focus on looking where the crosshair is. But just pick one crosshair, and it will really give you an advantage just picking what crosshair fits for your playstyle. Like if you're very far behind your support player, pick a smaller, or pick a bigger if you're aggressive and up in the face. Now let's dive into crosshair placement, a crucial aspect of aiming. Crosshair placement is so important in Counter-Strike that you need to practice it if you ever want to be near Niko's level of aim. Crosshair placement can be practiced in many different ways. The best, but maybe the most boring, is running around the map and just pre-aiming the heads of where a potential enemy could be. Keeping your aim at head height, you can even place bots around the map and see if you can pre-aim them. Moving on to aim training, here Niko's advice on how to best train your aim.
My 3 tips to improve the aim for amateurs definitely is to create any routine. It doesn't matter which one you do, what you prefer, DM, aimbots, or even some other like map that you have to practice aim. It doesn't matter, but just create a routine where you're gonna follow it like every day, the whole week or the whole month, and you'll definitely see improvement in those. So I think it's very important that like once you create a routine, you believe in it and you follow it all the time. Second thing, or the tip that I have, is if you are one tapping more often than actually spraying, it's very important you work on like your just work on like being calm more, because that's the most important things. Because I know many people on like practice or DM, they are actually shooting or like one taps a lot, but when they're playing the game they just start spraying all the time. So it's important that you remember the way you practice and just try to implement it when you're playing official game as well, when the pressure rises. The third tip is basically always try to get in a better position to kill the opponent, because no matter how good you are shooting, but if you are not in a good position to kill, like you will not kill the guy most of the time. So you need to work on your positions and like situations and everything. So for that you need to watch a bit more of demos, position yourself accordingly to this situation.
What I think you should also do if you're starting out and you just want to get the fundamentals down is go into a aim server or an aim map and just try moving around the bots and trying to get the feel of like your aim and how you can like in that feel. Try flicking between bots. Don't worry about hitting and don't do it too and just do it fast at the start. Then feeling okay how fast and trying to do it slower and slower until you find okay how fast can I actually do it, but consistently hit the shots. And that speed I want you to do it at that speed every single time. After like every single day, go in and just flick at that speed, and then slowly but steady go faster when you get more comfortable with the sensitivity and more comfortable with how you aim. Start doing it faster. Starting slow and then becoming faster is one of the best things that you can do if you want to improve the fastest. You'll make some bad habits if you go into just a map and with bots that's standing still and you're just flicking faster than you can even hit. You're gonna create bad habits that you are gonna bring into real games, which is not good. So just start slow but steady and then work your way up in the speed. That's the best advice that I can give you if you want to improve. I'm not gonna go too much into like recoil control or something, but like if you just look at the video, you can see how I kind of like do exactly the opposite of what the recoil right next to showed, how it just went up and then to the left, to the right, and then to the left again. I just do the exact opposite. Pull down, to the right, to the left, to the right. Do the exact opposite of that, and then you should be good. You can usually the first 10 bullets, something like that, you can just pull down. I would usually say like always like kind of like pull down to the feet around that, no matter how far you are away from them. Like about around the feet, maybe a bit higher than the feet, and then you should be in their body. But yeah, it's if you're too close, then don't pull down to like the knees or something. You can also see it from like the bullet traces, how far you are down at the body. If you're too far down, then pull up a bit again maybe. But yeah, that's everything I can tell you about that. The mental aspect of aiming is so important, because if you are in a bad situation, like you're stressed, you're gonna be rushing your shots and you're not gonna try and really think about how you're hitting the shots. So confidence is so important, and even Niko says that himself. He says that if you are in a bad spot on something, you should really just calm down. You should work on being calm in those situations, because if you go into like a DM or something, you're just chilling, having fun, you're usually gonna hit better shots than you if you're stressed and mad or in a bad spot. So work on being calm, and that will help you aim so much in your games. So the best aiming routine for CS2 is 10 minutes in a workshop map, working on flicking and spraying, and then at least 30 minutes in a deathmatch, tapping more so than spraying. This will go all over, so you practice flicking, spraying, movement, and just game play scenarios in the maps with the deathmatch. I think this is probably the best aim routine that you can do. To wrap things up, I'm just going to summarize very fast the key takeaways from this video. Aiming like Niko is going to take a lot of time and dedication and consistency. The best way to practice aim is probably going into a deathmatch server and just using a effing amount of time in there, because it will teach you to aim better. You need to remember to tap and not spray everything and everyone you see. Just try tapping more. It will help you so much in the long run, just trying to tap aim like that and then using that in your game as well. I encourage you to put these tips into practice, creating a firm routine that you know you can follow every single day. Even no matter how long it is, like longer the better, but too long is just not good at all. But the longer the routine, the better. Spend at least 30 minutes every single day playing deathmatch, some other aim practice as well if you can, if you have the time for that. So that is the best thing that you can do. And remember to stay calm in stressful situations, and just start slow and then work your way up in the speed. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions and your thoughts on what I've said in this video, and if you think that there's things that I have wrong, or if you think that I am totally correct. And remember to check out my other videos if you want to learn even more tips and tricks in CS2, mostly utility and in that way, but utility is also super important in CS because it can make or break a game all around.